My mantra is finite heartbeats, infinite possibilities.
A number of failures along the way lead to catastrophic failure.
Having smart people around you can give you a lot of reality check.
One of the best things that make us happy is when we do things for others.
Sometimes I give them a simple answer, and the answer is, it's one step forward at a time. I was a young lawyer, and this is in 1996. Okay, so I was a young lawyer, and if you think about it, it's like now 30 years ago. It's hard to believe, right? And I got a presidential appointment to work with Bill Clinton. I was very excited about that, but I didn't know where it was going to take me or what it might achieve. I learned very quickly that I was not going to make a lot of money, which turned out to be also true. But what was so interesting about it is I was studying this area of focus around environmental justice and energy policy, and very discreet. And frankly, if you think about where I ended up today, almost full circle, didn't make any sense into what I'm doing today. You know, today I run several companies, and this particular one, Avasant, is a outsourcing advisory company. How did I get there? How did I get from A to B or Z? Well, something funny happened. I was talking to these youngsters about it today. What happened was the dot-com boom, which kind of changed the reality for everyone. So when you start your education, and I was studying law, nobody imagined that this dot-com boom would happen. And when you ask the youngsters about the dot-com boom, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
When I asked them, what is Y2K? They say, what is Y2K? I said, well, the world was going to end in Y2K because of a year bug. What is a year bug? And they have no idea because they grew up post Y2K.
That's right.
But the point is that was such a defining moment in time that nothing that you and I studied before that would potentially have any relevance into what was coming later. But yet, if we have done the right preparation, we would be able to adapt.
That is the key. And so I talk about this idea of activating your mindfulness. That is being aware, not just of your own emotions and who you are. No, that's important. But it's also being aware of outside, being aware of realities and how things are changing. You know, a lot of people talk about mindfulness in this detached mode. And I say you have to be attached to really be able to empathize with things that are happening. Now, attachment doesn't mean that I completely am swallowed by things. And it's not in 1 minute that I have to be aware. It's every minute. It's everything
So
that we
I
do.
love what you're saying about now. That's a whole new area of focus: detachment versus lack of attachment. We're going into Buddhist philosophy.
Oh, that's right.
But if you really think about it, one must learn to be aware, but awareness does not mean attachment also. So being detached to me means not being a victim of my circumstantial environment.
Yes. That is absolutely the right description for it.
Yes. But that doesn't mean that I'm not engaged in my environment. It doesn't mean that I'm not aware of what's happening around me.
That's right. Because impact. If we want to evolve, if we want to create something better, which is in our genes, this is who we are. We're not here to survive. We're here to create better. Now, I define better than you, different than you. You define different than me. What better is, right? Martin Luther King defines it differently for him. Mother Teresa defines for him. Elon Musk different for him. Everybody defines their better differently. But the question is, you can't create better without impact. And impact happens here.
So think about it. So Sid, I guess going back to the kids, right? The youngsters in their 20s. What's my journey? That's the question they're asking.
Yeah.
What should I do? And if we help them appreciate that they're not going to have, remember, they grew up in a world where they had all the answers at their fingertips. Now with AI, they even have they can even make assumptions.
Yeah.
So the idea of not knowing is very stressful for them.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't realize how stressful it was, and I have my own children in their 20s. And this is, for the smartest generation that ever existed on the planet, this is actually incredibly debilitating for them.
The smartest generation with the unbelievable one-click knowledge access. The smartest generation with a one-click and they feel unable. What
Lack
give me
of
what to do?
certainty
Lack
cripples
of
them.
certainty. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
the good thing is, I was telling a story today, and I know you have very similar stories. So I told them when I was 16, I was traveling to India by myself to visit my grandfather. And I had an 8-hour layover in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the students that I was speaking to, she's from Hong Kong. So she knows Kowloon and the old Hong Kong and how the airport used to be and
Yes.
how it is now.
Yeah. The Stanley is my favorite place. There's, you go up the stairs to those restaurants, to
Yes.
the escalators. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they think we're so ancient. They think we'd probably never saw escalators. But
Yeah.
but the funny thing is, I told them, I said, I arrived there with traveler's checks. So they said, what are the traveler's checks? And then I said, my father told me I should stay in the airport and wait for my connecting flight. But I felt I had 8-9 hours. I should go see Hong Kong. I explained to them I had traveler's checks, no cell phone, no way to communicate home. So I went to the information booth. They said, oh, yeah, I think we've seen those.
Thanks for watching. You can catch the full Expert Circle sessions through the links in the description or the pinned comment below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you inside the Academy.